Recently someone emailed me a question which is commonly asked, and that is, can you really be free of suffering? My response was, well, yes and no. No, if you do not know the self, and if you are completely identified with being your story. And both yes and no, if you've awakened to the truth of the self and you recognize that you are, the truth of you is prior to the story, it's absolute awareness itself. And at the same time, even with this recognition, obviously things still happen in the body. You know, you may have a migraine, you may not be feeling great, anger may be coming up, frustration may be coming up, irritation, you know, you name it. A whole host of negative states and moods and feelings still arise and subside. But the difference is, when you have had an authentic awakening, then these negative states and moods and feelings and so on arise and subside, and you don't identify with them, and you're able to see them, recognize them, welcome them, and not try to either resist or to kind of wrestle them away. And this is the true state of being, you know, the authentic way of being, which is to recognize and welcome everything in one's life as it comes and goes. You know, events, situations, conditions come and go. None of that is stable. It's always changing. It's ever changing. But the truth of you never changes. This place from which you are seeing or witnessing the movement and the playing out of the story doesn't come and go, and it doesn't change depending on outer circumstances. So with respect to suffering, there can be this idea or ideal that when you attain, you know, self-realization, there won't be any more suffering in your life, and you'll glide through everything with equanimity, and nothing will ever ruffle your feathers, and your physical body will never, you know, have any ailments, and there won't be thought patterns, or there won't be, you know, any kind of movement of any respect when it comes to let's say negative or dark moods. And of course none of that is true. The body has its own karma, so to speak, and it's governed by the law of time, the laws of time. It changes. There will be illnesses, there will be conditions, there will be things that happen, sometimes on occasion, sometimes not. I mean, it just depends. You know, all of this is subject to the laws of time and space. But the truth of you, your real authentic nature, prior to the story, and you call this the Christ consciousness, spirit, the supreme self, absolute awareness itself, you know, whatever term you want to give to that, really, which cannot be named or spoken about, is not subject to any form of suffering at all. It doesn't change, it doesn't come and go. It is always supremely free. So I know that oftentimes the drive to attain self-realization or enlightenment, or whatever term you want to give to that, is because people want to be rid of their suffering. They want to be free of their suffering, and they try and outrun it, which is certainly what I did. That was true in my case. I kept trying to spiritualize everything away. I tried to meditate and do the practices as a form of escape. And you can do that for a certain amount of time, but it's not effective in the long term, because you come out of meditation, you stub your toe on a chair or something, and or somebody says something, or you get upset, and then you start to feel shitty again. And you're always trying to, or I was always trying to sort of mute that button, so to speak, or change it or transform it. And it's much, much, much easier just to allow everything to be as it is, to welcome it, to let, anger, frustration, or whatever, irritation, just be what it wants to be, let it come and go. And you can see it you start to see it and start to recognize it from, I was going to say a higher perspective, but that's not even really true either. It's seeing it from your authentic state or your authentic nature, and everything is allowed to be as it is. So yes, suffering does arise. It does come, but it doesn't have the same impact. It doesn't sort of control the situation, because you're not identified with it. You're seeing it from your true state or your true nature, and you're allowing it to just be, So I hope this helps with respect to suffering, because as I said in the beginning, this is a common belief that you'll be finally free when you attain liberation. You'll be floating around and nothing will ever affect you, and all of those things. And I guess in one sense you could say there's truth to it, but it's not the complete truth. The complete truth is that everything is included, and suffering is part and parcel of the human story and human expression and everything that goes along with it. So all of that said, if you are struggling, if you need help specifically with shadow work, then I can help you. I have books out on the shadow, Meeting the Shadow, Finding Yourself, and the Shadow Work Diaries, which you can find on Amazon. And I also offer shadow work sessions in addition to other sessions that you can find via my website. So just reach out. As always, if you would like to ask questions, feel free to ask questions below, and I'll respond as soon as I can. And you know where to find me. I'm on Instagram at JulieHoyleOfficial, and you can reach out via my email at truealignment.com. So that's all from me for now. Take it easy, be well, and enjoy this wonderful day. As you can see in the Bahamas here on Paradise Island, it's absolutely exquisite. The sun's shining, it's very beautiful, very clear, a windless day. Everything's just incredibly still and sparkling and shimmering with the light of the self. So be well, and bye for now.